Hello, it's Zoe here, and today I've got a big question for you. My little pose at the beginning may have given away a little hint. And the question is, have you ever done a workout that's focusing on your glutes, on your booty, and you just didn't feel a thing? I know that used to happen to me, and I know that has happened to so many women in our community until they try this very specific approach. And listen, if this is you, it is totally not your fault. You see, so many of us these days spend most of our time sitting, whether we're driving. Most of us are on the computer for work. We just have a very sedentary lifestyle. What this means is we get something called sleepy bum syndrome. Yes, it's a real thing. And what it means is that the three muscles that make up our glutes have become dormant because we're just not using them like we should be. And not only that, if you think about it, when you're sitting on your bum, it restricts the blood flow. So we're also not getting nutrients, oxygen, and that healthy blood flow to the muscle tissue to help it to fire and activate and work when we go to do our workout. What this means is for a lot of us, it doesn't matter how many squats we do, if we're going to the gym, if we're doing all these kind of workouts for our buns, if the muscles aren't able to turn on and work optimally, we're just not going to get great results. And that also means that a lot of us end up with what some women call pancake bum, which just means that our glutes are quite flat and soft from the side, which I know can be really frustrating, especially if you're putting in the work. So today I'm gonna share with you an at-home approach to working the glutes that really is going to help wake up the glutes so that they are firing optimally, so that we can start seeing those noticeable changes in the way our clothes fit, in the mirror, in our bikini bottoms, in all of that. So let me know in the comments below if this is you or if this has ever happened to you where you do a workout and you're like, weird, I feel my legs or I feel my back or I feel all these other things or I'm sore in all these other areas the next day instead of the area that I actually want to work. So I have linked the follow along from home 15-minute booty blasting routine I suggest you try right around this video, but let's go ahead and get into the best approach to really wake those glutes up. So first thing I want to start with is something called priming the glutes. And this is right out of that 15-minute booty routine you can see on the next page. And what that means is we do a very specific sequence and a specific type of movement and exercise, movement pattern at the beginning of each workout to ensure that your glutes are woken up and ready to work. I can show you one quick right now that you can try, and you may even be able to feel your glutes. I know this one is a big one for me. So what you're gonna do is come down to all fours and then actually lower down to your forearms. From there, you're gonna lift one leg and you're gonna act as if you're stamping the sole of your foot on the sky. So you're gonna press straight up and squeeze the bum, pausing, and lower down. Press straight up and squeeze, and lower back down. And we're activating our core at the same time. These priming movements are important that we do them slowly, intentionally. We pause when the muscle is contracted to really get that squeeze. This is a great one for warming up the gluteus maximus, which is one of the largest muscles in the entire body, but definitely the largest muscle in the glutes. There's 3 different muscles, and there isn't really one exercise that works all 3 of those muscles. And if we're not working all 3 of the muscles, we're not gonna get the balanced, nice, round backside that we're looking for. So that is step number 1, do your priming exercises. Step number 2 is doing the correct activation exercises then that work the muscle fibers that we're looking for rather than thicken the thighs. I know how frustrating it can be to feel like you're working out really hard and your clothes are actually getting tighter, like you can't get your jeans over your legs. That was something that used to happen to me when I was into lifting heavy weights and stuff like that, that I just didn't really care for. This approach instead helps to slim and tone the thighs, tighten the inner thighs, helping us to reduce cellulite while also lifting and shaping the buns. I'm not saying we're gonna get the hugest, biggest Kardashian Brazilian butt lift surgery butt you've ever seen. But if we're just after a booty that complements our physique, that is feminine and natural and youthful and beautiful looking, then that can be a really great approach for us. Because a lot of us are just looking for a natural booty that complements our natural physique, right? So that is step number 2, those correct activation exercises, and making sure you progress with those from home. A lot of people think the only way we can progress exercises is by weights, but that's not the case. When you're working out with somebody like me who is a female body transformation specialist and has done this for well over 15 years now and helped hundreds of thousands of women get into great shape without weights, then there are so many little tips and tricks along the way that I share with you to really keep challenging the body, and that challenge helps us to build transformation. Because if we just do the same, squat challenge and we just do 10 body weight squats every workout and then we do some lunges, that's just not going to get us there, especially with home workouts. So that is step number 2. And step number 3 is my favorite. It is pumping exercises. And so you can see how this approach is 3 phases: PAP, prime, activate, and we're on the final one, pump. What this does is really fills those muscle fibers with blood, nutrients, oxygen to really ensure that they have everything they need to be stimulated and to start changing. And then that's what inspires the muscle growth and the tightening and toning and lifting, where instead of our bum feeling like it's hanging down on the back of our thighs, it's lifting up and just getting a little more perky. These pumping exercises, are perfect for Valentine's Day coming up. I like to do them after I'm gonna be, maybe going on a little date night or a beach day or something like that, because I know for me, this is something that actually changes the way my booty looks pretty much instantly. It's kind of like a push-up bra for your bum. And I know a lot of women have written in to me that they notice this and their husbands notice this too, because not only does it look great, it feels good too. You're literally walking around feeling your glutes for the first time ever for a lot of us. So I can quickly show you one of those too, but of course these little samples are just that, little samples. If we want to see those real noticeable results, it doesn't take a ton of time. These are 15-minute workouts you can do right from home on your own schedule, but we do need to follow a custom approach and plan that is laid out in a very specific way to help us get those noticeable changes rather than just doing random workouts all the time. So be sure to tap that link. I've placed for you around this video. There may be something a little special on the next page for our followers too that you can only find at the special link I've placed for you around this video. So make sure you check it out. And if you want to do a little butt push-up bra exercise, come on down to the mat and let's try a glute bridge together. This is one of my favorite exercises for the glutes, but we're going to change it up a little bit, okay? So let's see if I can get the most ladylike view here. I'm just going to bump you down a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to come to lay down on our backs. Let me get fit in here properly. Now, what we're going to do to change up a glute bridge, a lot of us see this very standard glute bridge everywhere. Feet hip width distance apart, pressing into our heels and lifting. That's a great one, but one of the fun ways that we can change it up to also incorporate slimming and tightening of the inner thighs and even your pelvic floor and core is to just bring the feet together and really dig the heels down, so much so that your toes are even lifting up. Squeeze your knees together, squeeze your pelvic floor and core, press your arms down and lift and squeeze the bum right here. And just hover down, lift and squeeze. And having that little pause at the top. Now, instantly I can feel the activation in my inner thigh, pelvic floor and core, and then, ooh, that little spot right at the very base of the booty is where I'm feeling the connection and the work. And for exercises like this, we aim for higher reps, all the way up to even 30 repetitions and a few sets, because these are big, strong muscles. We want to really fatigue them and get the maximal output so that it inspires that change and that pump. And trust me, when you do those, you're gonna feel and see a difference like so many amazing women in our community have. So if you're tired of doing the workouts and not seeing results, or if you're just not able to fit in the workouts because it's too complicated to go to the gym, to invest in all this heavy equipment and machinery, then the good news is you don't have to do any of that. If you're like me and you just are a busy woman, maybe a mom, and you want to get in workouts that you know are going to help you to see those noticeable changes, then now is the time to tap the link, head on over and check out the 15-minute booty blasting routine I have linked for you. The proof is in the pudding. We are going to have success stories from real women in our community on that next page too, so you can read what they have to say, and join any of our Facebook groups if you want to see some before and afters of transformed booties, because we do get those pictures too. But we do keep those in our private Facebook group, just for everybody's comfort. So I'm wishing you a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining me, and I can't wait to walk you through your first workout. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.